Hi, my name is Troy Anderson. I'm the owner of Anderson Training Systems and fitness coaching business located in Tempe, Arizona. What we're going to look at today is part of the Kettlebell Meltdown training system. This is the smoke session periods for day 3, the complexes day. This portion that we're about to show you is going to have some familiar drills from some of the other smoke sessions. However, we've added on to this a little bit. This is going to be a little bit lighter day, but because of the total volume of work, you're going to get a nice little bit of work out of it. It's going to produce a really nice little interval training session. So let's go ahead and get into taking a look at it. First drill, which we've looked at before, is the dive bomber series. And so I'm just going to go through. I'm not going to talk too many of the teaching points because hopefully you've seen some of the other ones already. But basically I'm going to talk a little bit as we go. So it's going to be down, walk out, squeeze glutes, straight arms, pushing in, hips high, going to make that triangle, heels down, straight arms. We want to make that triangle between wrist to hip to ankle. Dive back in, squeeze glutes, straight arms, and walk back up. Now let me do a couple in real time, and then we'll go ahead and move on. Out, down, up, down. The real critical portion of this movement, and the movement I want you to concentrate on, is really the glute squeeze and the straight arms when you walk out. Also, don't get lazy when you come back up. Don't get back to here and then grunt yourself up. Walk out, squeeze, up, squeeze, walk back to squat, stand up. It's going to help you with your mobility. It's going to help you with your leg strength. Our next drill, again, we've seen this drill before, is our bootstrapper. Bootstrapper is a goblet squat plus, so to speak. So we're going to start goblet squat position, in the horn position of the kettlebell holding. It's going to be squat, back up, squat, rotate, back down, bottom squat, back up. Again, excuse me, squat, back up, squat, rotate on heels, good posture, not rounding the back and making it easy. So again, good posture, back down, back up. Let's go through a couple in real time. As you can see, definitely 2 big movement drills. Next drill, I found this a very awesome drill to insert into my warm-ups. I like to use it in this conditioning sequence because it's a good dynamic flexibility drill, and it's also building upon some of the things we were trying to work on during this segment of the movements. This is just bridging. Some of you may have not done this before or may have very difficulty, and I'm going to give you a segue to this. But bridging is simply, anybody that's been in gymnastics or maybe some kind of martial arts or kind of grappling type activities probably done this movement. We're going to place our hands behind us with our fingertips pointing back towards our body. We're going to drive through our heels, use our hips to elevate us off, looking back behind us. I'm going to do a couple repetitions of the full bridging, and then I'm going to give you some of the modification. Here. And back down. Really work on the glute squeeze is critical during this. Looking back and to get the hands. Some of you may have issues with your wrist flexibility. Just work on that. You don't have to have awesome wrist flexibility. If you take a look at my wrist when I do this, I don't to be able to do this drill. However, you do have to have a requisite degree of it. So again, a couple more repetitions. And back down. And back down. So let's take a look at the modified version for you. I'm sure many of you have a stability ball available to you. This is going to be, again, the critical components, just like the one on the floor. Heels down, fire and glutes. So we're going to walk ourselves out flat. We're going to walk back over the ball. We've got to fire the glutes. as we start to reach. If we start to get levering on the low back, it means you haven't fired your glutes, and you need to start at another lesser degree of bridging. We really, because it's critical in all of our kettlebell movements to fire our glutes. We're just using it again in our smoke session to reinforce that firing of the glutes. So again, walk back, squeeze the glutes. Body is following the contour of the ball. As you get better at it, you can walk back to squeezing. You really want to keep the feet flat on the floor. If the feet start to fly off, again, you haven't fired your glutes. To be able to keep your feet flat down, you have to fire the glutes on the floor. So let's take a look at one more here. And walking back over. So those are your bridging drills. All this programming, the sequencing, is in the manual. And our last drill is to choose a very light kettlebell. For me, this is a 12 kilo. For you, it may be less. Whatever the lightest kettlebell you may have is. And we're going to just do some light kettlebell snatching. Everything's the same. Weight on heels, working on getting the hips back behind us, really pushing into the seat of our pants. High pull up to the high position, punch through, tight grip at the very end, not letting it whack you on the wrist. So let's take a look at a couple. Just reaching back, nice and fluid. This is a chance to really work on your technique, practice your fluidity, pulling the bell nice and close into the body. Pretty simple stuff. We've looked at the kettlebell snatch before. You should be at least a little bit versed in that.